is whether economics is science or art. From beginning, there is a question that whether economics is science or art. Okay, many economists have said differently. Many economists have said different thing, but Aryan Raj. Many economists have said on it. They pointed out their view. Before we say economics is science, before we say economics is art, we have to understand what is science and what is art. What do we mean by science and what do we mean by art? Okay, like one Mr. Mehta economist, he very rightly said that knowledge is science and action is art. Very rightly he said that knowledge is science and action is art. Okay, so first of all, we will try to find out that what is science, and thereafter we will find out that whether economics fulfills those parameters or not. So our topic today is economics, science or art. This we will explain today. We will discuss today that whether economics is science or economics is art. So first of all, we have to understand that what is science. ये science है क्या? Once we are clear that what is science, then we would be able to analyze that whether economics is science. So there are certain characteristics which are there of science. If economics is able to fulfill these characteristics, we can say economics is science. So first is systematic body of knowledge. First characteristics of science is that science is a systematic body of knowledge. Knowledge should be in systematic way. In your primary classes, you have discussed. What you have discussed? You have discussed that physics is there, chemistry is there, bio is there, and these subjects you say that these are natural science. Okay, so you may have seen in bio, you study about living things only. In chemistry and physics, you study about non-living things. Okay, in chemistry and physics, you study about non-living things. Again, in chemistry, you study about liquid and gaseous compound, and in physics, you study about solid. So it's systematic way. You have whatever you have studied that is systematic. Here in economics, also things are systematic. Later on we will discuss that whole economics is divided into microeconomics, macroeconomics, like that. And what we have to study first, then what, it is presented in a systematic way. Okay, so from this point of view, whether economics is having systematic body of knowledge or not, we can say that yes, economics is having systematic body of knowledge. So from this point of view, economics can be claimed as science. Second thing is about science that universal applicability. Universal applicability. When we say universal applicability, we mean when we say universal applicability, we mean to say that whatever science principles and theories of science are there, these all theories have universal applicability. For example, H2O. What we mean by H2O? Anyone? What we mean by H2O? Who will say?
Water. Water.
Water. Very good. H2O means water. Okay. So if in India we say H2O means water. Will it be in America? H2O means something else, coal or gold. Is it possible?
No, sir. No,
Not
sir.
possible. So universal applicability is there. That is, if H2O, two hydrogen, oxygen is mixed, water will be there. So everywhere it will be same. So principles, scientific principles and theories, they have universal applicability. Now you have to see whether in economics there is universal applicability or not. Yes, to a greater extent, economic theories and principles also, they have universal applicability. For example, law of demand. You will discuss in consumer behavior in microeconomics only. In law of demand, when Marshall says that there is an inverse relationship between price and demand of commodity concerned. Means price increases, demand of that commodity will decrease. Price decreases and demand of that commodity will increase. There are certain exceptions to this. So if in India it is not that in China price increases, demand also increases. No. So in China also law of demand will apply as in India. In Norway also law of demand will apply as in India. So here we can say that economics principles and theories too, they have universal applicability to some extent. And most of the theories of economics are universally applicable as it is applicable in one country. Okay, so we can say from this point of view also that economics is a science. Then in science, another characteristics is that accuracy should be there. In what we say that in the science, whatever principles and theories are there, accuracy should be there. And 100% accuracy should be there. If 100% accuracy is not there, then what will happen? What will happen? Final outcome will deviate. Suppose there is after you are all are in commerce science students, there is a projectile system in physics. So 100% accuracy they go. In chemistry lab, they go for 100% accuracy. Near it is not estimation, it is not acceptable in science. Accuracy should be there. In economics also accuracy is there. And naturally in science, if there is deviation, that accuracy depends on multiple factors. बहुत सारे factors पे depend करता है वो accuracy. Okay, so economics में भी accuracy पाया जाता है और ये बहुत सारे factors पे depend करते हैं. लेकिन science की तरह 100% accuracy in economics it is not possible. From place to place, from person to person, it varies. It varies. Okay, variation is found. So economic theories and principles give an indication that okay, if price law of demand, price decreases, demand of the commodity concerned will increase. But it is not sure. It is not sure that if price is decreasing by 10%, then demand will increase by 5% everywhere. No, it may increase. It will increase. It will increase, but maybe by 10%, maybe by 5%, maybe by 1%. So variation can be there, but it is sure in science that if a particular gas you heat it at a particular temperature, then outcome will be same every time. Okay, but in economics that accuracy is not found. So economic theories and principles are indicative in nature. They indicate, they just predict the direction to which we move. So from this point of view, economics is having accuracy, but not like science. As in science, 100% accuracy is there. In economics, you cannot have 100% accuracy. Another is verification. When you say any theory, when a theory or law is propounded, it is verified. For example, right now, COVID situation is there. COVID-19 vaccine, now it is available everywhere, and we are getting it, we should get it. And for you people, for the persons of your age group also, trial is there, below 18, trial is going on. So once scientists develop this vaccine, suddenly they don't, they not started to give a vaccine to people. Before getting vaccine, they went through trial of the vaccine, verification of the vaccine, first phase, second phase, third phase. In normal course like polio vaccine, it took 10 years. It for 10 years, scientists were in trial mode. After 10 years, they could give polio drop to children. But here, as it was necessary, so emergency use was declared, and within a year we could get the vaccine. So important is vaccine developed, but through trial they are verifying that what they have developed it is really not in real or not. So verification is there in scientific principles. Verification is there. What you say you can verify. In economics also verification is there. Suppose if there is economic crisis, price is increasing very fast. Now, Reserve Bank is there, Government of India is there, two policies are there to control, like fiscal policy, monetary policy, we will discuss later on. So, Reserve Bank, when starts implementing its policy, start making change in its policy, they verify that if they have increased money supply in economy, what is impact? What is impact there? They verify. If they have reduced rate of interest, what is impact? So everywhere impact is verified, and that is important. Okay, so like science in economics also verification is there. Means economic principles and theories can be verified like science. But again, I'm telling you, verifiability cannot be as accurate as in case of science. So here again, in this we found that 100% accuracy not there, and 100% verification cannot be there in economics also. Then a relationship means various factors. What relationship? What type of relationship means cause and effect relationship. Cause and effect relationship means in science various factors are there. There is a cause and effect relationship. क्या करेंगे तो क्या होगा? ऑक्सीजन और हाइड्रोजन को मिलाएंगे तो क्या होगा? ऑक्सीजन को हीट करेंगे तो क्या होगा? अभी ड्यूरिंग दिस कोविड देयर वाज डिमांड फॉर क्रायोजेनिक इंजन, क्रायोजेनिक टैंक. मालूम है किसी को क्रायोजेनिक टैंक क्या है? बताएगा कोई? क्रायोजेनिक टैंकर की डिमांड क्यों की जा रही थी? Why it was demanded? Actually, in cryogenic tank, oxygen is kept at lower temperature, minus 186 degree temperature. Okay, और उसको इतना ठंडा कर दिया जाता है ताकि एक टैंकर में अगर नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर पे जितना ऑक्सीजन हटेगा, क्रायोजेनिक टैंकर में उसी टेम्परेचर को रिड्यूस कर दिया जाता है, तो उससे कई गुना नॉर्मल से 80 गुना ज्यादा ऑक्सीजन उसमें स्टोर किया जा सकता है. मतलब छोटे से टैंकर में जितना मान लो 1 लीटर ऑक्सीजन के बदले में अब 80 लीटर ऑक्सीजन को ट्रांसपोर्ट किया जा सकता है. इसीलिए क्या हुआ? ऑक्सीजन को ठंडा किया गया, कॉज इफेक्ट क्या हुआ कि वो कंडेंस हो गया और ज्यादा से ज्यादा ऑक्सीजन स्टोर किया गया. तो इन साइंस कॉज रिलेशनशिप इज देयर एंड दैट इज कॉज एंड इफेक्ट रिलेशनशिप. इन इकोनॉमिक्स ऑल्सो कॉज एंड इफेक्ट रिलेशनशिप इज देयर. आप जा रहे हो बाजार, in your pocket ₹100 is there, and you have decided that okay, I'm going, I have ₹100, so with 100 I have to take some breakfast, so 100, what will I do? Okay, 2 samosas I will have, because you have to save some money for future also. But while going on road, you found ₹500 note on road and you picked. Now, cause is you are getting ₹500 note, okay, on road. Suddenly your decision will change and you will think, अच्छा समोसा छोड़ देते हैं आज, जब चलते हैं कहीं अच्छा डोसा वोसा मिल जाएगा तो खा लेंगे. Means cause is increase in your income, 500 मिल गया, रोड पे गिरा हुआ, आपका डिसीजन चेंज हो गया. इफेक्ट कि भाई चलो नहीं डोसा खा ले. ओके, तो यहां भी कॉज एंड इफेक्ट रिलेशनशिप है लाइक साइंस. बट इन साइंस एज एक्यूरेसी इज देयर कि ऑक्सीजन को अगर हम ठंडा करेंगे इतना डिग्री तो इतना लीटर ऑक्सीजन इतना लीटर में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा. ओके, वो एक एक्यूरेट मैथमेटिक्स है कि आप 186 डिग्री पे कंडेंस करेंगे तो 80 लीटर 1 लीटर में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा, वो 1 लीटर के बराबर स्पेस लेगा, कंडेंस हो जाएगा। यहाँ पे थोड़ी परेशानी। अब ए बी सी 3 लड़के जा रहे हैं, अब तीनों को मिला 500 रुपया रोटी मिल गया। ए डिसीजन लिया कि नहीं मैं डोसा खाऊंगा, बी डिसीजन लिया कि नहीं समोसा तो खाएंगे, 2 रसगुल्ला भी खा लेंगे मीठा उसके साथ में। और सी सोचा कि नहीं यार परेशानी अभी है, लॉकडाउन है, एक काम करते हैं 500 रुपया रख लेते हैं, समोसा ही खाएंगे, कुछ नहीं करेंगे। तो क्या हुआ, कॉज एंड इफेक्ट हुआ, एक डोसा में चला गया, एक थोड़ा रसगुल्ला में चला गया और एक बोला नहीं करेंगे। सो इकोनॉमिक्स का इफेक्ट क्या हुआ कि डिमांड बिहेवियर चेंज किया। इन इकोनॉमिक्स डिमांड बिहेवियर चेंज, बट exact behavior no, it is not that 3 boys ABC they started taking dosa now. It is not that 3 boys ABC they started taking rasgulla now. It is not that 3 boys decided that no, I have 500 rupees I will keep in pocket, I will not spend. Okay, so change is there, impact is there, but not as science. It has just indicated. So in economics also, cause and effect relationship, as it is applicable in science, it is not applicable that much in case of economics. In economics, accurate cause and effect relationship is not there. Just it is indicative cause and effect relationship, a relation you get. That is the difference between cause and effect relationship in science and economics. So from this point of view, in examination question comes whether economics is science or not. So you will discuss that these are the characteristics of science, systematic body of knowledge. In economics also, everything which we have learned, which we need to discuss, are presented systematically. So systematic body of knowledge in economics also. From this point of view, economics is science. We will say universal applicability. Economics principles and theories also, they have universal applicability. Accuracy. Economic principles are also accurate, but not as accurate. 100% accuracy is not found as it is found in science. Then verification. Verification is possible in science. In economics also verification is possible. But verification is not possible as it is possible in science. Then relationship, cause and effect relationship. Here, cause and effect relationship is there. So, economics is like science. Many have said economics is like science, but it is not pure science. You can refer it as a science, but economics is not as pure science as natural sciences are there. This is the difference between natural science and economics as a science. So you can conclude that yes, economics is having the qualities and characteristics of science, but it is not pure science as natural sciences are there. Economics is like a science. Okay. Further we will discuss when we discuss economics as an art. So कोई बताएगा आर्ट क्या मतलब क्या होता है? कोई पढ़ा है इससे पहले चैप्टर को? बोलो, एनीवन? बेटा एक बार किताब को पढ़ा करो, टेक्स्ट बुक पढ़ा करो, इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू ऑल. नाउ व्हाट इज आर्ट? जैसे कि मेहता जी ने कहा था, इकोनॉमिस्ट थे, कि नॉलेज इज साइंस एंड एक्शन इज आर्ट. सिंपल है. आर्ट को आर्टिस्ट को जानते हो ना, पेंटिंग जो करता है, जो स्कल्पचर करता है, कुछ बनाता है, दे आर नोन एज आर्टिस्ट. वो क्या करता है, नॉलेज दिमाग में है, आपके दिमाग में है कि ये जो हिमाचल का जो पहाड़ी है कितना सुंदर है, यू कैन विजुअलाइज. आप इफ यू क्लोज योर आई, आप विजुअलाइज कर सकते हो केदारनाथ में कैसा सीन होगा, क्या होगा. ओके लेकिन आप अगर बोला जाए कि ठीक है आपके दिमाग में तो है, यू हैव विजुअलाइज, अब थोड़ा सा इसका स्केच बना दीजिए यहाँ पे. बोले नहीं वो तो संभव नहीं है, वो मैं ड्राइंग नहीं कर सकता हूँ, इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल फॉर मी. तो क्या हुआ कि आप अपने नॉलेज को एक्शन में नहीं ला पा रहे हो, आप अपने इमेजिनेशन को एक्शन में नहीं ला पा रहे हो. इमेजिनेशन को एक्शन में लाना यही कहलाता है आर्ट. ओके, सो व्हाट इज आर्ट का क्या है? तो पहला है आर्ट का क्वालिटी, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ आर्ट की थ्योरेटिकल नॉलेज. पहला है इसका कार्डिक थ्योरेटिकल नॉलेज. ये थ्योरेटिकल नॉलेज होना चाहिए कि बेसिक्स आप क्लास 11 में, यू आर राइट नाउ, व्हेन यू वर इन क्लास 8, 7, 6, योर आर्ट टीचर वर was teaching you, कि कुछ थ्योरीज पढ़ाया होगा उन्होंने। देखो बेटा, ये बनाने के लिए क्या चाहिए, कैसे लाइन खींचा जाता है, क्या पैरामीटर्स होता है। सो थ्योरेटिकल नॉलेज इज देयर इन आर्ट। ओके, फैक्ट्स को आपके दिमाग में होना चाहिए। सो इन इकोनॉमिक्स it is a science of theory. Economics is full of theory and principles. So theoretical knowledge is there in economics. So it is an art, we can say. Okay, now second is personalized application. Here you have to understand a bit. What do we mean by personalized application? ये personalized application का मतलब क्या हुआ? अब देखो, there are three friends, A, B and C. They are three friends. Okay, अब ऐसा बताओ एक चीज कि अगर ये O2 को 150 डिग्री सेल्सियस पे गर्म करेगा, ये भी O2 को 150 डिग्री सेल्सियस पे गर्म करेगा, और ये भी O2 को 150 डिग्री सेल्सियस पे गर्म करेगा। नाउ व्हाट विल बी रिजल्ट? रिजल्ट विल बी सेम एवरीवेयर, अदर थिंग्स रिमेनिंग कांस्टेंट। व्हाट विल हैपन? What result he will find? Same result he will find, same result he will find. So in science, what is? In science, what we get, that every time result is same. Okay, but in art it is different. Art it is different. Many students are there in Patna Art College. Many art students are there in Mumbai Art College. Many students are there in National Institute of Drama, है ना? बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट हैं नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ ड्रामा में, पर वहां से क्वालिफाई होकर के आए, लेकिन कोई मनोज बाजपेयी बन जाता है वहां से निकलकर, कोई कुछ नहीं कर पाता है। तो क्या है, जैसे ये बताओ तो, हिंदुस्तान पेपर सब पढ़ते हो? हिंदुस्तान पेपर बोलो, हिंदुस्तान पेपर कौन कौन पढ़ता है? कोई बोलेगा नहीं। हिंदुस्तान पेपर कौन कौन पढ़ता है बताओ?
यस सर।
पढ़ता है।
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, उसमें पवन का कार्टून देखते हो? पवन का कार्टून?
यस सर।
इतवारी पवन देखते हो ना, काफी फेमस है। अब बताओ कि पवन मुंबई आर्ट कॉलेज में पढ़े और बहुत से लोग वहां पढ़ाई किए, तो क्यों पवन इतने फेमस हो गए, बाकी लोग पीछे रह गए? क्यों? इसलिए कि नॉलेज सबने लिया, लेकिन उसका एप्लीकेशन जो है वो पर्सनल स्किल पे है। आप सब कॉमर्स पढ़ रहे हो, you all are studying commerce, okay, and what will happen that some will excel, like एक यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट अंकित कक्कर, हर्षवर्धन, ये लोग क्या किया कि 1 अटेम्प्ट फाउंडेशन निकाला, 1 अटेम्प्ट सीए का इंटर निकाला, 1 अटेम्प्ट सीए का फाइनल 2 ग्रुप निकाल लिया, मतलब कि 3 एग्जाम दिया और पूरा सीए बन गया। तो बाकी लोग निकाले, बाकी लोग को, इन लोगों को 3 साल लगा निकालने, बाकी लोगों को 5 साल लग गया, किसी को 4 साल लग गया। मीन सेम चीज पढ़ा सबने, लेकिन उसका जो एप्लीकेशन है उसके पर्सनल एबिलिटी पे डिपेंड करता है। दैट इज व्हाट इज फाउंड इन इकोनॉमिक्स। हर एक इकोनॉमिस्ट होते हैं, बहुत सारे इकोनॉमिस्ट होते हैं, सब अमर्त्य सेन नहीं बन जाता है, सब अभिजीत बनर्जी नहीं बन जाता है, सब मनमोहन सिंह नहीं बन जाता है। ओके, तो ये डिफरेंस है इसमें, आर्ट में और साइंस में, किस बॉडी ऑफ नॉलेज तो है, लेकिन ये पर्सनलाइज्ड एप्लीकेशन होता है। पेंटर है लेकिन कोई एमएफ हुसैन बन जाता है, एंड रेस्ट रिमेन लाइक दिस सेम। सो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन पर्सनल एबिलिटी इन इकोनॉमिक्स आल्सो इट इज फाउंड। देन देयर इज बेस्ड ऑन practice and creativity. Based on practice and creativity, ये personal involvement पे है कि how much you are involved, like online classes going on. Some of you are very, I see, from beginning very punctual and regular, but some are very casual, and from Monday we will make attendance. And I must tell you, it means attendance will mean Right now, your seniors are result is being prepared. CBSE has said 30% weightage to class 11 final examination to be given. So कल क्या होगा God knows. तो why not to be serious from now? अभी से ही हम लोग सीरियस क्यों ना रहें? अभी से थोड़ा सीरियस रहेंगे हम लोग तो क्या होगा कि शुरू से अच्छा करते रहेंगे. तो क्या होगा कि प्रैक्टिस एंड नो क्रिएटिविटी. अभी आप सब लोग अकाउंट्स पढ़ रहे हो, प्रैक्टिस की जरूरत वहां पे है. बीएससी पढ़ रहे हो, प्रैक्टिस की जरूरत वहां पे है. इकोनॉमिक्स पढ़ रहे हो, प्रैक्टिस की जरूरत है. आपका ऑप्शनल पढ़ रहे हो, प्रैक्टिस की जरूरत है. ऐसा नहीं है कि प्रैक्टिस जो अच्छा प्रैक्टिस करेगा, जिसमें थोड़ा सा अपना कॉमन सेंस लगाने की इच्छा होगी और जो कैपेबल होगा दे विल एक्सेल. सभी तो सेम क्लास से पढ़ रहे हैं. वी आर टीचिंग. अभी तो ऐसा नहीं है कि अभी तो वर्चुअल मोड में हो. यू आर इन वर्चुअल मोड. What I am delivering, you are listening, and some is sitting with a notebook, they are writing also, but some are idle. तो जो writing लगा हुआ है notes लिखने में, that's why daily what I do, daily I upload recording of this lecture in YouTube channel of the school, and I send the link in your group, so that if you have missed, you can recover from there. Okay. Any problem, I am always available for you all. So those who are involved in practice and creativity, they will learn more. Okay, so from this point of view, economics is art. So what we found that economics is, if we write, we have to write our conclusion, then we can say economics is like science, but not pure science. Okay? Economics is an art. Economics is an art. That's why if we combine both, it is said that economics is social science. It is said that economics is social science. और मार्शल ने बहुत खूबसूरत चीज कही इसके बारे में. अल्फ्रेड मार्शल वी हैव डिस्कस. अल्फ्रेड मार्शल ने बहुत ही खूबसूरत चीज कहा. अल्फ्रेड मार्शल ने कहा इकोनॉमिक्स के बारे में. मार्शल ने कहा economics is neither science nor art. Economics is neither science nor art. It is queen of social sciences. Economics is neither science nor art. It is queen of social sciences. बहुत खूबसूरती से उन्होंने कहा ये queen social sciences में great है. It is different thing that in many parts of the world you will find that economics is treated as science. And if you do your graduation in economics, if you do your post-graduation in economics, you will find a degree of BSc, you will find degree of MSc. Okay. But this is conclusion that economics is neither pure science nor it is pure art. So whether economics is science and art, I think you are now clear. And prepare your notes and keep it. At the time we will share the notes. I will share with you the Google Classroom code, and you can share your notes there, and I will give them my suggestion over your notes. Okay, so till now what we have done, we have discussed that economics as a science. Then we discussed economics as a art. In science also we discussed economics as a positive science, we discussed. Economics as a normative science, this we have discussed. Okay, and if you have any doubt about these, you can ask. You can send your message. You can send your query on my WhatsApp number. I will explain. Don't worry. I will maybe will call you back, or I will text on the WhatsApp only. But your doubts should be clear. That is my prime concern. I am concerned with. So we discussed what economics as a science, what economics is an art, what economics as a positive science, and what economics as a normative science. Okay. Now we have to discuss economics as, आ जाओ हम लोग जो पढ़ना हम लोग को है माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स एंड मैक्रो economics. Keep classification of economics into microeconomics and macroeconomics. In next class, we will discuss about this what is microeconomics and what is macroeconomics. Now, I'm giving you a hint. Next class on Monday when we meet, I am writing a name of one economist, Mr. Ragnar Frisch. Mr. Ragnar Frisch. He is an economist from Norway. Ragnar Frisch, R-A-G-N-A-R-F-R-I-S-C-H. Ragnar Frisch. And he is from Norway. Now, my question is, how Ragnar Frisch is associated with this microeconomics and macroeconomics? ये रेगनार फिश साहब जो हैं, मैंने क्यों नाम लिखा है इनका? When I started to discuss about microeconomics and macroeconomics, why did I take in the name of Ragnar Frisch? You please do your research work. Phone is with you, a smartphone is with you, Google is with you. Okay, and find out that what is the relationship between microeconomics and macroeconomics, and why I have written this name Ragnar Frisch while I was discussing micro and macroeconomics. So I hope you all will discuss it. And on Monday when we meet, I expect a reply from you all. So again, I request be serious to your study, and goodbye for all. To all for today. We will meet